Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 9 of the Irish tenor banjo project. Okay, so in the previous episode I'd shown how the neck was all finished and I was really happy with it. The headstock, the neck itself, and the fretboard turned out absolutely amazing. I mean, professional. There you go, who'd have thought it? And also put the skin on the head. Not overly confident that that's going to stay taut because, as I explained, I wasn't able to put the skin underneath the rim and then back up on the outside of it because it was too thick. So it's basically held on by friction and a hope. It might remain stable. If not, it's not unexpected that it might lose tension over time, particularly with playing, all the vibration and everything. And obviously here in Thailand, it's high temperatures, quite often high humidity. Although it's going to be kept either in my shop or at home, where the temperature and humidity should stay relatively stable. But who knows, maybe over time that skin will loosen. It's quite likely, I would say, to be honest. And if so, then I'll have to redo it. I have actually, if I can't get any of the really thin skin, I've tried buying several skins and they're all really thick. So if I can't find a much thinner skin like the original, I did actually buy some mylar, which is the stuff that's used on modern banjos now, basically plastic, or it's polyester actually, it's polyester. And I bought 2 big sheets of that, one at 10 thou and one at 14 thou. The 14 thou is a bit thick really, but that will be useful for other projects. If this skin does fail and I can't find a thinner skin, I might try to make a head with that mylar. Not what I want to do. I would prefer it to keep it natural skin, but if it comes to it, it comes to it. I will try and get some thin skin if this one does fail, but I don't seem to be able to find any on the various online shopping sites that I use, which are obviously all Asian, Chinese or Thai, or a combination of the two. So it's quite difficult to find what I need. But like I said, I've got that mylar as a fallback if necessary. But we'll see. Anyway, so now all of the strings are on, and it's looking fantastic. And what I found, I put all the strings on, didn't take them right up to tension, but in the ballpark of the tuning of these banjos. And what I found was the bridge was a bit too low. So I've put a shim on the bottom of the bridge, and I've tried to sort of contour the ends to kind of match this curve here. And it's not perfect, but it's close enough. And it's basically just plywood I've put on there, which measured at about 2.25 mil. I'm not going to convert that into thousandths of an inch. But yeah, it was somewhere between 2 and 2.5 mil. It looked like it was around 2.25 mil, which will bring the string action up at the 12th fret, half of that. If you bear in mind that the 12th fret is the middle of the string scale between the nut and the bridge. So the 12th fret is in the middle of that. So if you bring the bridge up by 2 millimeters, you're bringing the action up at the 12th fret by 1 millimeter. Well, as I said, this is about 2.25, so it should bring the action up at the 12th fret by just over a millimeter, or let's say 45 thousandths of an inch, because I know some of you still work in 1970s measurements, but I actually work in both. I'm lucky that I understand both measurements. So yeah, so I've had to raise the bridge by a reasonable amount. But the other thing I found, and you can't really tell right now, but I wasn't sure if the nut was going to be too low or if it's going to be okay. Turns out it's absolutely fine. If anything, a shade high, so I'm going to have to cut the slots a little bit deeper. But I'm going to do the bridge first. So that's I'm really happy about that I didn't have to remove the nut and shim that. When I had a look at it, I thought, yeah, it's probably going to be okay, but I'm not sure. But anyway, as it turns out, the bridge had to be raised, but the nut did not. If anything, the slots have got to come down. And obviously, once I put this raised bridge in, it's going to bring that even up slightly more. So, let's get the bridge in. Let's just stop waffling and get on with it. Okay, so yeah, so I put this shim on the bottom. I've kind of contoured it as best I can, and rather than cutting these pieces out, I've left them in, just because I think that it's going to spread the tension more evenly over this continuous piece rather than 1, 2, 3 feet. And I know that is the normal way for banjo bridge feet, but I personally prefer that. It's going to spread the tension more evenly, and just make it better. Right, so let's slip the bridge in and just put the strings into the notches. They may have to be cut a bit more yet, don't know yet. Okay. Get that more or less in the middle, and I'm just going to measure the distance from the nut to the 12th fret and the 12th fret to the bridge, just to get it in the ballpark. I'm not going to set up the intonation yet, but I just want to get it in the ballpark. So we're looking at 29.2, and that's pretty close actually. 20, a little bit more back. I mean, it's going to need to be adjusted, but I just want it more or less where it should be, so that excuse me, I can now check the string height at the 12th fret using my string depth or string height gauge, and I'm looking at I'm hoping for around 2 millimeters across the board, because it's a flat fretboard. I'm not going to worry about different measurements. I want it about 2 millimeters. So check the first string first, and we've got about 1.8 to 1.9 millimeters, which for me is perfect. Second string, shite. Sorry. Second string, let me just check that again. Where are we? That's weird, it's just changed. Maybe I think I was probably looking at the 11th fret. Right, so we've got, I would say, yeah, about 1.9 mil. Second string, about 2 mil. Third string, 1.9, 2 mil. Fourth string, yeah, perfect. That's around about 1.9 to 2 millimeters right across the board, which for me is absolutely perfect. So that tells me that the bridge is correct. So let me just bring the camera down a bit and zoom in a little bit, not too much. So I'll need some more light. I now want to check the action at the first fret, and I've got my fret files here should I need to make any adjustments. And yeah, they've all got to come down a little bit. So keep an eye on the time. Now, I've got to be really careful. This is a wooden nut, and I'm not sure exactly what wood, but what that means is that it's going to cut really fast. So I've got to be careful not to cut too much, because I really don't want to have to fill it and start again. So we've got string gauges. The string gauges are from 1 to 4, 10, what was it? I can't remember now. 10, 14, 23 and 31. Yeah, 10, 14, 23 and 31. So I've got these files. So first string is a 10, I've got a 13. Second string is a 14, I've got a 16. Third string is a 23, I've got a 24. And the fourth string is a 31, I've got a 32. So for the third and fourth strings, I'm going 1/1000th of an inch over. For the second string, I'm going 2/1000th of an inch over. And for the first string, I'm going 3/1000ths of an inch over. Now, even for this one, 3/1000ths of an inch is not very much. In metric land, that's 0.0762 of a millimeter. So absolutely nothing, really. Right, so I'm going to start with the first string. So I want the 13 gauge file. Where's my 13? There it is. Now, as I said, I've got to be really careful. Take this off a tiny bit at a time. Doesn't need to come down much. So I'm going to be careful not to take off too much. And I might need to just slacken the strings off a bit. Okay, so starting with the first string, or the first string slot. Right, let's try that. Don't want to take off too much too quick. I'm going to leave that. Could probably come down a hair more, but I'm quite happy with that. Okay, second string, for which I want my 16 gauge file. Sorry, I'm probably deafening you. I'm right next to the microphone here. Okay, so that's a 16. Let's try that. Yeah, could do a bit more. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Right, third string, I want my 24 gauge file, which is this one. Just a tiny bit more. It's probably enough. I'm going to take that second one down a bit more. Needs to go just a touch more. This file didn't seem to cut very well. Yeah, that's better. Third string okay. Fourth string, which I want my 32 gauge file. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, they're probably a tiny bit higher than they ought to be, but being wood, they might sort of, you know, bed in a little bit, so I'm going to leave it at that. See if I can show you the action at the first fret. Don't know how well you're going to see it, but yeah, not much there at all. Dang, that's low, actually. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, so now that I've done that, I want to check the action at the 12th fret again. Just zoom out, that's in. Okay, so I'm just going to, let me put these files away first. These are expensive, I don't want them getting lost or damaged. Around about $13 each. Actually about 15, it was £13 each, about $15 each. I've got a set of 10. Right, so let me just check the action now at the 12th fret. It should probably come down a hair, but it probably will be immeasurable. So yeah, about 1.9, 1.9, 1.9, 1.9, beautiful. Okay, so I'm happy with the action at the 1st fret and the 12th fret. I'm happy with the height of the bridge, I'm happy with the nut, everything is spot on. So, I'll just grab my phone and I'm going to tune it up. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. How are we doing for time? Okay, plenty of time. Right, so, time for the tune-up. Actually, let me turn that so that you can see it as well, hopefully. Bring it in a bit. Okay, so where's my piece of paper? Okay, so first string should be E. Let me just lift that neck up a bit. Okay, first string should be an E. Okay, now I'm going to go to the 4th string, which is a G. Oop, too much. Okay, 2nd string is a D. Sorry, 3rd string is a D. Got a bit of buzzing. That's not good. Because there's no truss rod on this. Why is that stiff? Okay. 2nd string is an A. Right, I'll go through all of the strings again. So, 4th is a G. 3rd is a D. New strings, the skin is going to, fluctuate in tension, so tuning might be unstable for a while, yeah? Okay, 2nd string is A. 1st string E. Actually, this 3rd string tuner is a little bit stiff and it seems to be a bit unstable on the tuning for some reason. Yeah, a bit. Yeah, this is going to happen. Okay, that's close enough for now. So now I want to check and check the intonation and adjust as necessary. So that's an E on the first string. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, A on the second string. That's in the ballpark. D on the third string. Yeah, that's definitely the most unstable string, for whatever reason. Let's stretch out a bit. Wow, I'll take that. G on the first string, fourth string. Definitely got a bit of buzzing going on here. Let's try and sort that out. You know what? I'll take that. Right, so yeah, I've got a little bit of buzzing, which seems to be at sort of at the top end of the fretboard. I might have to take that bridge up a little bit more, actually. Yeah, so the action seems to have dropped slightly. Perhaps it's a little bit low, but that's not a problem. I can just put something very thin underneath the bridge just to bring that up a fraction more. But apart from that, this banjo's finished. And honestly, apart from, you know, a little bit of tweaking, which is always, you know, it's common on instruments, and banjos particularly because of the instability of the skin and everything else, but I'm pretty happy with that. And I love the tone as well. Yeah, still a little bit of buzzing going on, so I'm going to have to raise that bridge a tiny bit more. I'll just put a very thin shim under there, probably like 0.5 millimeter. I'll do that later, that's not a problem. Yeah, that'll definitely have to come up a bit. That's fine. Minor problem. That's the only chords I know right now, and I can't play anything on it right now, but I can't even remember what chords those are. Learned them from the mandolin, which is the same tuning, just an octave higher. Yeah, it sounds a bit rubbish at the moment because of all that buzzing, but I'm going to sort that out. But that's it. This thing is done. And I am absolutely over the moon with it. Yeah, and still need to do a little bit of tweaking, but other than that, she is done. And I'm really, really happy. And as I said, this is dedicated to Shaba, who sadly passed away on the 13th of January this year. Very, very sadly missed. So this banjo, Shaba, is for you. Okay, so that's the end of this project, and I am absolutely over the moon with it. Still got to do a little bit of tweaking with the string action, but other than that, she's done, and I'm so, so happy. Okay, so whatever the next project will be at this stage, I don't know. I mean, by the time you see this, it's going to be weeks after I actually finish this. I mean, for me, real time, I'm still uploading the videos for the bass. Haven't finished uploading all of those videos yet. So yeah, as far as uploading, I'm way behind, but it doesn't matter. You still get the idea of what's going on. So, don't know what the next project's going to be, but I'm looking forward to it. I might actually take some time out to learn to play the instruments I've been making. That might not be a bad idea. In the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.